Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen Hill with Sports Choice Plus, bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering a fresh start is needed. Before I get right into that, I'm going to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons, this relationship is almost over. There was high and lofty expectations at the beginning of the season last season, and there was a lot of talk about Super Bowl. There was a lot of talk about possibly playoffs. There was a lot of talk about getting this offense finally to develop and what it could be. And there was also talk of the rookie Michael Penix possibly challenging Kirk Cousins and giving them a run for the money. Well, at this point in time, we've seen that two things can be possible. The Atlanta Falcons had a lot of talent on that team, but they never jumped over that hurdle they were supposed to. From the standpoint of Kirk Cousins, he led them to a great start with 5 or 6 wins, and then all of a sudden it went downhill from there. The offense became stagnant, it became stale, and the playmakers were not being used as the playmakers as we saw them in the beginning of the year. Whether it be effort by Kyle Pitts, whether it be London not being open, whether it be Bijan Robinson not getting more touches or catches, it's a number of things that just went wrong. And we don't know exactly, we could pinpoint it, if Kirk wasn't healthy. We could pinpoint if Kirk wasn't fully back, but at the same time, a wasted year on a $40+ million quarterback. Now what this does, this sets up for the Atlanta Falcons to essentially know who they have in-house now. The Atlanta Falcons know moving forward Michael Penix is a guy, and it's really unrealistic to have a $40+ million cap number on a backup quarterback when he's not playing. There's going to be a lot of suitors possibly for Kirk Cousins. I know there's one possibly in Cleveland. I know Kevin Stefanski, his former offensive coordinator in Minnesota, could reach out to the Atlanta Falcons and have a conversation. Now, it may be a conversation of the Falcons taking a lot of that cap or some of that or either some of that cap for a trade. But you got to think, Kirk Cousins is still a good quarterback. He's still top 15 quarterback in the NFL. It may not be throwing touchdowns and doing things like this, but he's better than the bottom half of the 15 of the NFL. So having a quarterback that you can just get the ball out and get it to playmakers is important. I feel like Kirk isn't fully done. I feel like he just probably wasn't healthy as we've seen him in the past. But I think that overall, this is the time where he's going to be looked at the most scrutinized. They're going to drill his game. They're going to talk about what he doesn't do well, things like that. And I think that what we're looking at now is the Atlanta Falcons making a choice. Are they going to cut him or trade him? Do you just want the overall cap hit if you cut him, or do you want possible cap relief if you trade him? So these are some of the things that I think Kirk Cousins has to look at from a standpoint. But overall, when it's all said and done, I believe Kirk Cousins will not be a member of the Atlanta Falcons. I think they will either cut and or trade him by the cut deadline or the boost of his guaranteed money for next season. I think they're going to try to get rid of him and cut ties with him, but he does need a fresh start. It's a number of teams that I could see that will give him a chance. The Raiders may be interested. The Browns may be interested. It's a lot of teams around the NFL that don't have a secure quarterback position, and if you're not Patrick Mahomes, you're not the Philadelphia Eagles, you're not the Buffalo Bills, Cincinnati Bengals, you're probably going to give him a call. So those are the teams that I named, like Baltimore Ravens. They don't need a quarterback. The Bengals don't. The Bills don't. So it's just, it's a number of teams that could use his services. So when it's all said and done, it's possibly going to be that. But definitely check out Sports Choice Plus on the breakdowns for all the updates. We'll see you on the next episode.